What's up, y'all? So the first step in this cut, we are going to be balding out the client with the clipper all the way closed. Right after this, I'm going to be coming under it with the trimmer just right above that bald line that I made with my clipper closed, and then following it with my shaver. So I did already edge up the back, as you guys can see. I'm cleaning it with my shaver. Just going to be detailing a little bit more with the trimmer, and then I'm going to be starting my steps. The first step I'm going to be doing is having the lever all the way open, going up about 1 inch. So for this cut, I'm only going to be filming one side of the cut just to save some time. But right after that, I'm going to be setting in the next guideline. This is the one all the way open. So I'm going up about the same 1 inch, following the curve that I made with the bald line. So right after that step, I do throw on the 0.5 or the half guard. This is going to be able to take out the guideline right above the half and right under the one open. So if you don't think that having the lever open can take out that line, go ahead and close the lever. Just watch it flick out. And so for this next step, I am going to start the edge up process. I like doing this because it definitely brings out the guidelines a little bit more. I can definitely see what I'm detailing and what I have to detail. It just brings out the fade a little bit more, and it gives you a little bit more clarity on what you need to remove and what you need to keep. It helps control the contrast as well. So this is a very important step to me. Not everyone does it, but this is just the way I go about it. And to give it that pop, I'm following it under with the shaver. Next step, I do have the lever all the way open just to be sure before I come under it with the clipper all the way closed. So as you guys can see, I'm kind of going with the grain. I'm not trying to take that guideline any higher. I'm just trying to focus on this bottom line, just trying to remove that first initial guideline. And as you guys can see, it's slowly starting to be removed as I open my lever one by one. And so I like to work in sections, so I'm just primarily focusing on this section right here. As you guys can see, I'm working with my trimmer just because the clipper all the way closed couldn't take out that bottom line. And then it's always important to definitely use another clipper to remove that line. I like doing this just because I have an easier way of removing this bottom line, just because I know the diameter and the dimensions of my clippers. So it's up to you. However you have your setup is definitely important because you know your clippers best. And so for this next step, I'm still working in the same section as you guys can see, but I do have the 1.5 guard. So this is the guard after the one, and I'm just trying to remove that line. I'm not trying to set another guideline, just trying to soften that dark line right above the temples, throwing on the 1 and 1.5 guard back and forth, just trying to detail this section, primarily focusing on this section, and then moving to the middle section. So as you guys can see, this fade is starting to come along slowly but surely, but it definitely is important to detail as soon as you're done with your section. So I'm definitely gonna come back and detail more. As you guys can see, I do throw on the half guard right here, but as I go along and continue with this fade, I'm gonna come back to this section just because the more detail, you can never go wrong with it. So the more details, obviously, the better the cut. So this next guard is the 2 guard. I do have it all the way open. This is the final guard I'll be using. This is just trying to remove bulk that is sitting at the parietal ridge. Again, just trying to soften the dark spot. I'm not trying to set another guideline. The main purpose is to soften these dark spots. And that's what's gonna give the contrast of the fade. That's what's gonna make the fade pop. So again, I'm dispersing these dark spots, going back and forth, not trying to take it all the way up, but just trying to soften these dark spots. So as you guys can see, I'm just dusting down the client, always client safety, client protection, is always important. I like making my client feel very comfortable when they sit in my chair, so definitely dusting them off is important. But for this next step, I am going to start removing the back portion of this burst fade faux hawk. So I do have the lever all the way closed, and then I'm going to just kind of be detailing it. You guys can see I do have my half guard on, just trying to slowly soften these spots. That's the main point of this whole fade. This whole point of this tutorial is to detail and to soften these dark spots. So after the half guard, after detailing with the half guard, I do come under it with the trimmer, just trying to remove that line. But I felt like the trimmer, it was gonna remove too much, so I did bring out the Andis Cordless Master. A very, very powerful tool, very good tool to remove bulk, to remove any harsh lines. To me, I like it a lot. It's very powerful, but that was the finisher of the bottom portion of this faux hawk that brought it all together. This video is definitely a shorter video from a lot of my other tutorials, but I just wanted to give you guys a basic rundown of how to simplify the cut of the burst fade faux hawk. So here it is. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I'll see you on the next video.